Since Bitcoin's already up over 75% so far this year, a lot of people have been asking, are we going to get another altcoin season this year, or are most of the gains going to be dominated by Bitcoin? Because as we can see here, looking at the non-Bitcoin and Ethereum crypto market cap, a lot of altcoins are still trading way below their all-time highs and are still in a deep bear market. So when is crypto going to go up 100x again? And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what we look for on the charts to confirm that we're in a bull market for altcoins again, and maybe some realistic expectations of what the next altcoin season could look like. And I'm going to give you a trading framework to help you stop stabbing around in the dark trying to find a winner and finally dial in your strategy so you can buy with confidence. And before we jump in, make sure you're subscribed and go ahead and hit that like button for the algo if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Okay, so here's the typical mindset of someone who's looking to make money trading or investing in crypto. They hop on YouTube, and these are the types of videos that the algorithm typically promotes. You know, why altcoins will 100x in 2023, or the top 10 altcoins that are gonna make you rich, right? A lot of this stuff, this get rich, really hypey stuff, is what a lot of people just love digesting because it makes them feel like they're going to get rich quickly and easily. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with getting excited. But the problem with this approach is it leads to people taking what I call the shotgun approach and quote unquote investing in a bunch of random coins, right? They just buy and hope for the best. But the reality is that the majority of coins that were around in prior market cycles will never have another boom cycle. And they'll likely end up with what we call the long kiss of death. You can see in this chart, this is really indicative of a coin that had a big pump and dump pattern, trapped a lot of newbies at the top, and is down over 99%. And we have what's called the survivorship bias, where we tend to forget about the failures, you know, the coins that died and no longer even have charts to look at. And this is why the majority of people lose money to a small percentage of traders, the ones that follow a winning strategy that make consistent gains over long periods of time, where the lazy people end up blowing up their accounts or just watching them dwindle to very small amounts over time, and they become bag holders. So instead of doing that, here is 3 very simple steps that you can use to get on the winning side of the markets. Number 1 is do research and filter for coins that have a high probability of a bull run, right? Look at the tokenomics and just create a thesis. Which coins do you think over the next 6 to 12 to 18 months do you think will have a big bull cycle? Number 2, be patient and wait for market conditions to confirm when it's time to start cherry picking. We'll talk about what that looks like here in a second. And then number 3 is be disciplined with your entries and understand risk to reward and look for trade setups on the chart where you can get in and predefine what your risk is. And what you're looking for is asymmetric reward to risk ratios, where if you're betting $1, you're looking to potentially make $3 to $5 or $10. So to give you an example, a sector of the crypto market that I've been seeing a lot of chatter and excitement around recently is the gaming sector. And even though the gaming sector had a big boom and bust in the last market cycle from 2021, I think this is still something that shows a lot of promise. And I share the same belief that we could see another bull run in some of these projects. Now, does that mean I'm just going to DCA into a bunch of gaming tokens as they've been bleeding out on the chart? Not at all. And as you can see, I mean, a lot of these gaming tokens that were around in the last market cycle, they're down similarly 80, 90% or more. And I don't like trying to catch a falling knife, right? When the markets are bleeding out, it's really difficult to know exactly where the low is going to be. And I want to be more tactical and precise with my entries so I can better manage risk. And a couple weeks ago, I wrote this brief in the Daily Doe newsletter explaining my thoughts around the gaming sector and why I'm bullish on it. and gave a little bit of insight into some of the tokens that I'm looking at, but more importantly, talking about when I think the altcoin season is going to heat up, because timing is everything, right? You can have the right thesis and know what tokens are going to pop, but if you get in at the wrong time, that's going to eat away at your upside potential and possibly put you in a situation where you have a deep drawdown in your account. And I've created a watch list of gaming tokens that I'm stalking for good trading opportunities. But the reality is that right now, a lot of their charts look like shit. And so instead of trying to guess where the low is going to be for a lot of these, I'm just going to look for very specific trade setups, as well as look for confirmation that we are back in a confirmed altcoin season. So what does that look like? Let's look at the chart. So last week I tweeted out this chart saying, how do we know when we're in an altcoin season again? It's simple. It's when the total 3 chart breaks 450 billion on market cap resistance. Okay, what does that mean? So here in TradingView, total 3 is the ticker, and this is the market cap, basically the value of all the crypto assets, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And you can see this topped out in November of 2021 and has been in an extended bear market ever since then. And this is still bleeding out. Where Bitcoin actually has been in a bull market since January, the altcoins are basically flat on the year, slightly up from early January, but you can see this chart has still been making lower lows and lower highs. And we actually saw a little bit of a double bottom here around the 300 billion mark, but as of right now, we're still mid-range, and it's just not clear if we're going back into an altcoin season anytime soon. So what I'm looking for is I want this chart to climb back up above 400 billion, which is multi-year resistance. And if we get a little pullback and then a breakout there, on the break of this area, this would be confirmed that we're actually back in a bull market. And we can just take a look at Bitcoin's chart here for comparison, right? This was the start of the year, and you'll notice how Bitcoin has been in a confirmed bull market, making higher highs and higher lows, and actually took out the resistance from last summer back in Q1 of this year. And that's also why the Bitcoin dominance chart has climbed from a low down around 40% to well over 50%, right? What we typically like to see is when an altcoin season is in full gear, the percentage that Bitcoin takes up of the total value of the crypto ecosystem is much lower. But over the past year, with the regulatory uncertainty and with the over-aggressive SEC suing everybody, a lot of people have had a flight to safety in Bitcoin. So again, there's a few things to think about. One, you have to have the narrative, right? There's always a driving narrative or a story behind each crypto market cycle. It's been that way for the past 10 years that I've been doing this, and I think it's going to stay the same in the future. And so again, you can have the right thesis, but if you try to hop in too early, or if you spread yourself too thin, that's just a great way to lose a lot of money and sit around and watch your account drain. And so to recap and kind of give you the framework for this strategy, this is a tweet I sent out a few days ago where I said there's no reason to use the shotgun approach and dollar cost average into a bunch of coins in a bear market. In fact, that's a great way to watch your portfolio die slowly over several months. Instead, do this, okay? Number one, identify coins with a good narrative and tokenomics. Newer is better. If you have coins that don't have a lot of bag holders from prior market cycles, that's even better. Number two, wait for signs of life, right? That looks like breaking the first resistance area on increasing strong volume. Number two is you want to make sure that it holds support and doesn't just V-top and trap bulls, right? What I mean by that is a lot of times you'll get these fake out breakouts where you'll get a break of resistance like we saw on Ripple, but you'll notice it only had 1 day of strength and then it's been fading off ever since then. And if you chased that 1 day green candle and you bought somewhere here close to the high, you could be down anywhere from 30 to 40% on that. And then number four, the second breakout is where you have the highest probability with the best risk to reward, right? So again, the first break of resistance, a lot of times those will V-top. The second break of resistance and the second breakout pattern is typically where you'll have a high probability of success and you can manage your risk to reward the best way. And then number 5 is build positions in just a handful of top quality setups based on a combination of the technicals, the fundamentals, tokenomics, and the narrative, right? What is market sentiment behind a narrative, right? What's the hot thing that everybody's talking about? Last market cycle, it was JPEG NFTs and DeFi, right? What is this next market cycle going to look like? There's one coming, and we can prepare now that we have capital coming back into Bitcoin and that things are looking like they're waking up on the altcoin side. Now's the time to do the work, right? But you don't have to catch a bajillion trades to make life-changing, I should say gains. I said games. Really, you only need a handful of setups and a handful of trades to really make life-changing wealth. So I hope this is helpful, guys. Share this up, like it up. Let me know what questions you have. I'm excited to be back on YouTube. It's been several months since I've been engaged. So thanks for hanging in there with me. Let me know what kind of content you guys want to see. Also, make sure to subscribe to the Daily Doe newsletter at dailydoe.co, where we're posting Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And we're putting a lot of time and effort into this. We're doing a few briefs on each episode, and I think you'll really get a lot of value out of it. So again, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.